Welcome to this week's World on Water. In the last 7 days we look at the TP52 Super Series, the foiling kites on Lake Garda, and we visit the Sanctuary Cove International Boat Show. Great action from the Laser European Championships, and we look at the INEOS team, the UK Rebels at the GC32 Championships. In an uncompromising one-sided racecourse, Quantum Racing proved too good, top scoring at the Menorca 52 Super Series. Quantum led by a single point after the first regatta of the 2019 season. Day 2 was wiped out due to lack of wind, but all came good for Day 3 with bright spring sunshine and a nice 10 to 15 knot sea breeze. The racecourse, heavily influenced by the surrounding topography, demanded tacticians to effect a start strategy which would enable them to get to the heavily biased right-hand side of the racetrack.
Another beautiful morning here in Menorca, nice slow start to the day. The breeze should build according to the forecast and we should get racing after yesterday's frustration.
It's a new day. We didn't get to sail yesterday, and today we're looking at 3 races, so we just got to keep executing and keep sticking with what we know works. It's my style versus Ed's style and what we each like to hear, and then just how you sort of prioritise certain things. It's just that whole balancing act. This is a pretty strong fleet. It's very refined this year and mistakes are costly.
Well, after the cancellation of racing on Day 2 due to lack of wind, conditions are great for race Day 3. 14 to 15 knots of wind. Azura start late on the committee boat, tack late, but lead all the way around the course. Quantum Racing are second at the top mark, Provezza third. At the leeward gate, Allegri actually leading, but Azura choose the right mark and lead through the finish line to extend their lead in the regatta. Second race of the day, Azura are closed out. I sled at the committee boat into the line. Quantum Racing, Provezza start well. At the top mark, it's Provezza leading from Quantum Racing with Platoon third. Quantum Racing take the lead at the windward mark, but Provezza jibe early, get down inside them and register the win. Quantum Racing are second, and Team Vision Future, the French team, get fourth.
It was a good day for us. It's tricky out there and it's quite a one-way track. If you get it just right, you can have a really great day.
Race 3, 10 knots of breeze on the start line. Quantum Racing started nice. At the boat end of the line, flipped onto port early with Verenasek and led up the first leg. Quantum Racing registered their first win of the regatta and lead by 1 point.
We fought hard and we had really good strategy all day, and Ed was able to help us execute it. The rest was the guys just working and sailing the boat well.
After 5 races in Menorca, Quantum Racing lead on 20 points. Azura are second now on 21. Provezza also on 21 are third, and Platoon fourth on 23 points. Third day of the regatta here in Menorca. 3 races sailed in great conditions. Quantum Racing take the lead by a single point, and these machines are ready now for the second half.
Reigning kite foil title holder Nicole Parlier from France and US's Daniela Moroz got their defence off to a perfect start in stellar conditions at the Pascucci Formula Kite World Championships sailed on Italy's Lake Garda. Both dominated their respective fleets, with Parlier taking all 4 of his races, while Moroz left the other women in the fleet of 30 trailing in her wake. It was the largest and most competitive foiling fleet ever assembled for the first edition of the 2019 International Kite Boarding Association, IKA, Formula Kite World.
Welcome everybody to the Formula Kite World Championship, SCIBS 2019. It's a record event for the Formula Kite class. We are super happy to host this kind of event. The Univela sailing team is ready. It has been prepared this championship for more than a year. Everything is set up, the wind is blowing, nothing is missing.
We chat to Sanctuary Cove International Boat Show organiser Barry Jenkins. The annual event, which is now in its 31st year, has welcomed the first wave of visitors that descend on the iconic Gold Coast resort community. The boating festival continues to grow and is considered the marine industry showcase event. More than 300 exhibitors are displaying their latest products and services and runs through till this Sunday, featuring over 500 boats on land and in the water.
At the Sanctuary Cove International Boat Show first day, we're with Barry Jenkins, the man who started the thing in the first place. Barry, it looks like you've got a lot of people here today.
Yes, we haven't got a count yet. It's a little bit early to get those figures, but most of the car parks are almost at capacity, which is, you know, at this time on opening day, is very pleasing. And most of the exhibitors that I've talked to are all saying, well, you know, there's a lot of people past the door and the inquiry rate has been fairly good.
Excellent. Now, how many exhibitors do you have this time around?
About 315, I do believe, is round about the number. There was some came in late yesterday, last minute, and we sort of fit them in overnight. And if I remember correctly, it was quoted this morning at 315.
Excellent. And how long has it been going?
This is the 31st edition, and the first official Sanctuary Cove International Boat Show, well, it was called the Queensland International Boat Show, then got away in May 1989.
So have you got anything that you can tell us about what's special here today?
My God, everything is special. Well, as you know, the show was going gangbusters, and probably the biggest shows we ever did were up to 2008, 2009, and then we got hit with the GFC, which decimated the industry, and the show became a reflection of that, and things fell away. But at the moment, The industry is very resilient, the Australian industry, and it's built itself back, not to the levels it was in 2008, but most certainly it's well on the way to getting back there. So there's, you know, the importers are bringing more boats in. If you go across, just first and foremost, I guess, if you look at what Horizon have got here, the UFD88, I beg your pardon, the FD77, up out along Epia, they've got the Legion, which is 122 feet. Plus a 73 and some other boats. Palm Beach this year have got a great display of their locally manufactured boat. Well, when I say locally in Sydney, manufactured boats. Riviera are back with us, and we're over the moon that sector of the market is back. They've got 11 odd boats out there, and they're doing the Riviera Festival here. Maritimo, here again from Coomera, you have got a great display and a new innovation with their display. Across the road at Coomera, you've got Telwater, so they're here with a huge range of their smaller aluminium boats. The Quintrex and what have you, and I mean that's just a few. The pavilion's full of the latest and greatest. We've even got a small jet personal aircraft.
I saw that. I'm taking that home, by the way.
Oh, cool! That's a good move. So, and then across you've got all those trailerable boats across the other side opposite the pavilion. So 315 boats, I beg your pardon, 315 exhibitors spread out across the show. There's over 300 boats on water, around another 500 boats and personal watercraft and what have you through the village. And more than anything else, the industry and the exhibitors are telling me that they're feeling that the buzz is back, that wonderful buzz that we always managed to generate at this show. And I believe that, I guess taking the boat show hat off and putting an industry hat on, that's because there's more consumer confidence and consumer interests, which buoys the dealers and the exhibitors, and that's what gives us that underlying excitement factor, I guess.
Well, that's good. Well, it seems like you've got everything from the 100-footers to the top of the range to the bottom of the range.
Well, sure.
To the guy just down the road.
Sure, and up in Masthead Way, down the lower end of Masthead Way, there's blow-up paddle boards.
Yeah.
So everything from surf skis to super yachts and everything in between, kayaks, canoes, whatever you're looking for.
Sounds like a good slogan.
Good stuff.
It was an intense week on the Atlantic front of Porto, with more than 300 sailors representing 55 countries competing for the European title. In the laser standard category, British sailor Lorenzo Schiavarini has just been crowned European champion, with Australians Matthew Wern winner of the Open Trophy. In the women's laser radial category, Anne-Marie Rindam of Denmark secured a victory by winning in the penultimate race of the day. In the laser radial open category, Polish sailor Alexandra Ariane was also crowned European champion.
What a big finale today for the 323 sailors at the 2019 Laser Senior European Championships. 2 more races remained to crown the champions, with the current leaders having to work hard to defend their podium spots.
I'm a little bit nervous. It's just so Europeans is always quite a long week with 12 races, and you really got to be on top of your game the whole week. So it's quite nerve-wracking to do that day after day. But yeah, I'm just excited to be in a good position and you know, be up for a good finish. So I just hope I can finish on a good note and have some fun today. It's been very diverse, and I think that's always nice to have a championship where, you know, overall people can do well because it's a combination of light and heavy winds. But yeah, it's been really nice. The scenery is beautiful, so it's a really cool venue.
A fresh northwesterly breeze of 15 to 18 knots blew over the two race courses, and everyone gave their all to the finish line. In the men's fleet, after 12 intense races, it was Lorenzo Chiavarini who claimed the European title, followed closely by Nick Thompson in second and Philip Boule in third.
I was surprised how well I sailed in the wind, and I hope I'll be able to take that forward, but one of the biggest surprises was the start, the consistency, and I'm very happy and just continue with my trainings up to the lead for the World Championships. So I had to be very smart, very quick and calm. Lots of pressure this week.
In the women's fleet, Anne-Marie Rindom is the new European champion after a remarkable performance, holding the lead from day 2. Second went to Marit Baumeister, with Emma Plascheert in third.
I am very happy to win this regatta. It's been a great week, and I'm just happy to do so well because we're going to the Olympics in 1 year, and it shows that we are on the right path. It's been a great week. We had a little bit of everything. The conditions were light at the beginning, and then it was strong at the end. So Porto just provided us really great conditions.
In the Open Trophy, Matthew Wern overtook his opponents and took the title, while in the radial men's, Alexander Arian won the championship. The victors enjoyed their prizes under the warm applause of their fellow athletes at the afternoon prize giving. Thanks for watching.
The Ineos Rebels squad is a mix of youth and experience and are using the GC30 Tour to focus on crew rotation and development. Ben Ainsley returns as helmsman, with Giles Scott fresh from his win at the 2019 Finn European Championships in Athens, will be tactician. There was no surprise to see Ian Williams, sailing GAC Pindar, opt for his customary pin end start, while Xavier Reville, helming Spindrift Racing, continued with his trademark time on distance charge at the line, both sharing success from two completely different strategies.
Today we had 5 races. It was an up and down day. I think we came off the water a little bit frustrated, but we're clinging on to being into contention for the for the top spot, which is good. Looking forward to tomorrow. So yeah, not too bad. I'm on a bit of a dual program at the moment with my Olympic sailing and my America's Cup commitments with Ineos. So yeah, a lot of my time spent fin sailing, and I've just come back from the Europeans, which went pretty well with a win, which is great. But that being said, it's nice to come here and go racing in something a bit quicker and get back with the guys. Yeah, so we've got 2 more days of racing to go, about 10 races hopefully if the weather holds out. So yeah, as I said, we're in a good spot to try and attack the front, and that's what we'll do. So we're looking to put together a good second half of the series.
With just 1 race sailed on the opening day of the GC32 Villasimius Cup, the sailors were eager to hit the water for day 2. tensions were high as they prepared for a full-on day's racing.
Argo's chomping at the bit here. We're ready to go. It's going to be a long day, and we're ready for every single bit of it.
We're ready to fight every day.
Ready to get on the water for some action today. Very good ball, very good racing.
Day 2 saw some ideal conditions for foiling off the Sardinian coast. With southeasterly winds peaking at almost 20 knots in flat water, the teams completed a full sailing schedule with 5 races completed. The first race was particularly action-packed in the biggest wind of the day. Consistency is vital in these highly competitive regattas. Easier said than done with such a high-quality lineup. On day 2, last year's champions Norauto, skippered by Franck Cammas, scored 2 bullets. It was enough to move them into second place, albeit tied on equal points with Oman Air. Ineos Rebels, who won the opening day's race, dropped to 3rd, whilst Ernesto Bertorelli and Alinghi were 4th overall and lead the Owner Drivers' Trophy.
It was a very tough day for us in Oman Air. The wind was really tricky, and we managed to make some good decisions and have quite a consistent day. But we had one race where we made just a couple too many mistakes, and yeah, it's a long race course to sit there and wallow on your mistakes when you're back in the pack. But we felt we're happy to get from last back to 6th, I think was our worst place. So we're pleased to consolidate some good results. But yeah, it's going to be the consistent teams that come out on top, that's for sure.
So let's take a look at the scoreboards after the second day of racing at the GC32 Villasimius Cup.
First event here in Italy, Villasimius. The GC32 Tour is going for 5 countries. There are 10 teams competing to win. A very strong fleet.
No, it's been a very good week for Oman Air. We had a good start to the regatta. We stayed on the top of the leaderboard. The third day we managed to extend, and then today we managed to hold Alinghi and Ineos off to take the win. First event for kind of a new team, and we're very pleased that we've managed to pull it together to be able to take away a win.
We're so happy to win that event. Oman Air team is very strong. We aim to win the overall series, and as we are ready, and we'll fight for it.
Well, that's it for another week of action in our wonderful sport of sailing. With summer in full swing in the Northern Hemisphere, we look forward to sharing more great sailing action presented by the team at World on Water.